Is it working? Yes, it's working! I'm so stoked. Got these lights working, that's so good. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time, thanks for joining us. This is Chase the Weekend, and we've been going through a bit of a camper build over the last few weeks, several weeks, just showing you bits and pieces that I've been doing on this little camper, this little square drop. So I'm going to show you today where we're up to. So as you can notice, if you've been following along, you'll probably notice a few changes since the last video. We've now got lights on here. Reflectors for rego, they like reflectors here in Queensland. So wired all my lights in, that was a bit of a task. It's all in through the bottom of there and down underneath and all the way to the front. So that was a bit of a task, but got that done, working. You'll also notice something down the bottom here. I've got it registered. So it's not quite finished yet, but I'm at the stage where it's safe to tow on the road. Had a roadworthy done, went and got it all measured up. I did have to go and get a mod plate though, because I have changed the body from the original Jayco that it was. I went and got a mod plate to say that everything was okay, and we're good to go. We're on the road. So you might have noticed that I've also got a door on here now. So finished the back door. That was a mission, let me tell you. This is P002, which means there was a previous attempt. So what I found out when I was putting all this framework in and all the trim around here, I was still a little bit out of square. I managed to get it pretty close. It was within about 3 mil, but enough to make it hard to make a door. You couldn't make the door square because it fouled in the corners. So I ended up having to make a new door, a little bit out of square like that. You'll never see it because it's literally only 3 mil, but it's enough to make it perfect. So my door gap all the way down, you won't see it in this video, but it's all the same all the way around. So that operates, you've seen the kitchen, but that operates on gas struts. How good. So just got these from my hardware store. So I actually worked out the proper weight and Newton meter gas struts I needed and mounting positions, and then I ended up just mounting it where it worked, so it was all out the window. But got 2 gas struts on there, and that holds the door up just nicely. So yeah, just one little mount there, and then a little mount in there. And then we just had a lock with the rod that goes through. When you turn that handle, that rod just locks into the opening. A couple of lights here. So one is just a white light, and the other one is a insect light, an orange light. So I still haven't done the 12 volt yet, so I can't test all them, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay. So for those that are interested, this is basically 25 mil aluminium tube lock. So just 4 corners, 4 straight bits, another cube lock there, and basically just glued the outer sheet in place, and then once it was dry, routed around the edge, and then I've just put this little trim on here. That's just 3 mil alley, and I've just bent it around the corners. I mean, I could put more time and paint all that, but for the amount that you actually see it, you don't really see it from the outside, and when it's up like that, I don't really look at it. So I did have to recess this back away from the edge, just due to how tight it is with the seal and everything here. So a little bit of thinking involved in that. And then also the hinge, you might be interested, is a continuous, that's a black plastic hinge. I don't know if you can see that. So that's my hinge there. It's just a bit of, it's actually a plastic hinge. It's quite a lot, most of the caravan manufacturers are using this now. That hinge there, it's only thin plastic, but that's actually good for over 10,000 cycles, I'm pretty sure. Well, not this piece anymore because I've been cycling that, but it's very strong, very sturdy and waterproof. You're not going to get any water in there. Once you've sealed the top and your door, no water's come in. I've leak tested it, and I've got no water in through that at all, and it's super sturdy. You should be able to get that from any caravan manufacturer or repairer. Should stock that. All right, guards are on. So I chopped these down because I don't know if the last video probably saw they were quite long. That was just a generic set of guards that I bought from a trailer parts supply guys online. So I've cut that down front and back and mounted them on there. So they're pretty sturdy. You can see that's pretty sturdy. I'm not going to stand on them. Some guys build them to stand on. I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's worth doing unless you had sort of some side steps or something in here that's going to be nice and sturdy. Maybe down the track I can do that, but for now I'm happy with that. A couple of mud guards just from the local Repco store, doing the trick. But I actually did mount. I'll show you that. I'll show you in here. I did actually weld a bracket onto here and then bolted it into there. Just did a riv nut into the chassis rail and bolted that in front and back. And then I also bolted through the body up a little bit higher, just to help with that extra pull back onto the body there, and then sealed it all the way along against the body. So I think I just used a foam tape from memory. Also a little reflector on there just for our Queensland roadworthy guys. So the most exciting thing was getting these two doors and getting them fitted onto the van. That meant it was all waterproof and sealed up. So that was pretty exciting. These were the most expensive part of the build. I think they were roughly $800 each door. So by far the most expensive bit that I've put into it, but definitely worth it. I've seen plenty of people that build their own doors, and look, you can do it. Look, I've built the back door. You could probably do a similar sort of thing to that. But I think for the simplicity and the functionality of these particular doors, it's worth the money, I can tell you right now. Just made it so easy, and it just works. So I've put a fair bit of sealant up around the door just to make sure we don't get any water. I have water tested it. No water's come in there. So it works an absolute treat. When you open the door, you've got a nice seal here and security mesh, and then you can actually split that door. Don't worry about that. So you've got security there, and that's lockable, and then you've got a nice big window there for breeze as well. And then you can also pin this back because that's got a thing that locks back, so you can hold that back out of the way. Alrighty, so on the front here I've got a fridge box or battery box. It's a bit of both. It's not a tool box, but I'll probably store some tools in there. So I scored this with the windows that I scored, so got a bargain on that. It was about 300 mil longer, so it was for a wider van. Obviously mine's quite small, it's only 1400 in width. So I did have to chop it down, which meant having a join down there's actually a join all the way around through the center. So I put this sheet on here, just a little bit of that sign paneling but in black, and then just a little trim around there just to finish that off. And then same with on the side here, there was the old caravan company's name on there, so I covered that up. A little bit of trim just makes that look a bit nicer. And that's a little wood rack up there, so that was part of it. Painted it black and just put a little rubber mat in there and bolted and sealed that down, so you can't see the join. I've put heaps of silicone under the join all the way around, so there's no chance of water leaking in there at all. So then on this side, this is going to be where the fridge lives. So I've got a fridge slide there. It was a bit tricky because my fridge, I didn't want to have to go and buy another fridge, and the fridge that I have is pretty much about 5 mil smaller than the opening. So I've managed to get this steel fridge slide. I actually had to cut it down because it was massive. I had to cut it down, re-welded it back together, and it's just thin enough. Once I've mounted, I haven't mounted it yet, but once that's mounted, it's just thin enough to pass through with the fridge on it, and it will come in and out of there. So that'll be my fridge side, and then this is the other side. This is going to be the 12 volt battery side. Sorry, it's a little bit dark. I'm filming at night, but so my battery's going to live in here, and like all my solar controller and fuse panel and all that sort of stuff. All the wiring throughout the whole van, as you've seen in the other videos, comes down through the front, along the chassis, and then up into this box. So it looks like a bit of a mess at the moment, but Matt will sort it out, I'm sure. I don't know what to do with it. So it all comes into here. So this is where it'll all get wired in. I made a nice little sort of white plastic all sealed in there. So that'll be where all that business happens, in there. All right, so on the top, I've also mounted I've made some roof racks because I've got an old four drive awning I had. I've got one on both sides, and I've also got the shower like change room on the other side, and then we're going to put a solar panel up there. So I didn't really want to mount it all down on the roof and have all these points where water could come in and have to try and seal it all. So I made brackets that came up over the side and then mounted in the side. That way I'm only sealing and mounting through the side here, not up on the roof. Sorry, it is a bit dark and it's quite dusty. I need to wash up here. But you'll see I've got 3 racks. You can't really see the back one there, but there's 3 bars, so we can get a nice big solar panel up there. I could probably even tie a gazebo or something up there if I wanted to. And all the awnings are mounted on top of that. And then both sides, so no holes in the roof. The only hole I've got in the roof is the one over there where the solar wire comes up. So I haven't had any water leaks, so I'm really happy with that. All right, so that's where I'm up to. Sorry it was a bit dark tonight. I'm just trying to film when I've got time. Time is a crucial commodity at the moment. But look, it's towable. I've had it on the road. Obviously everything's sort of finished off on the outside as far as it being watertight and able to be towed down the road, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I have done some inside. I've got a little bit more to go, but I'll show you that on the next episode. I've also got to do all the 12 volt, so hoping to get Maddie around because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing there. Look, thanks heaps for watching. We do really appreciate you sticking around, and ask that you give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if it's your first time, hit the subscribe button and you'll see more videos when we do stuff like this. I really do hope that this little project has inspired you if you're building your own or have ever thought about it. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed building it. There's so many things I've learned while I've done it. If I did another one, I'd probably do lots of mistakes again as well, but look, that's what it's all about. It's all about the fun of building something and taking it out and using it and enjoying it. But don't forget that the weeks are really short, so get out there and chase the weekend. Catch ya.